Most people in committed relationships have trouble separating themselves from their partner. In the sense, they have trouble separating their identity from their partner. And that means that they're constantly involved in the moment to moment life of their partner. Every single decision that the partner makes, every single thing that they do is something that you need to be a part of. You need to give your 2 cents about. And this extends to every aspect of life. You want to eat together, you want to sleep together, you want to be together all the time. You get too ingrained, too involved, too enmeshed in the moment to moment, day to day decisions. So the every aspect of the relationship or every aspect of the other person's life becomes tainted by your extreme attachment to the relationship. And the problem with this is that we tend to be vulnerable, and not in a good sense. We tend to be vulnerable to exploitation by others, even outside of the relationship, when we are totally enmeshed in our partner's way of living. So we're vulnerable to outside influence, outside conspiring against us, against one of us, or against both of us in the relationship. Shakespeare has a play called Othello. Othello is a general and returns from war victorious to his wife, Desdemona, and appoints some untrained person to be his lieutenant, his second in command. The person who is expecting that promotion, Iago, becomes full of rage and plots against Othello. And the way he plots is to poison Othello's mind against his wife, Desdemona. He starts planting the idea that Desdemona might be unfaithful. And throughout the play, he constantly builds this jealousy and fear in Othello. And ultimately, Othello kills his wife, Desdemona, out of jealousy, out of the suspicion that she might have been or might be unfaithful. So you could clearly see in the play how Iago is able to take advantage of this extreme attachment that Othello had to his wife, Desdemona. He couldn't bear the thought that she might possibly be unfaithful to him. It wasn't even something he could tolerate. So when you are extremely involved and attached in a relationship, it's easy for someone who wishes you ill, who wants to do harm to you, to take advantage of that vulnerability. Of course, vulnerability in a relationship with the other person, that is a positive relationship trait. Intimacy, vulnerability, all that. But the problem is when someone outside the relationship is able to take advantage of your vulnerability, of your extreme attachment to your partner, and thereby turn you against her or even destroy both of you. There's a story in the Bible about a warrior named Samson. And the story of Samson is that he was supposed to have his hair long and avoid drinking wine. His mother had taken an oath before he was born. Anyway, toward the end of his life, Samson is captured by the Philistines. And there's a big party being thrown to celebrate the capture of this incredible warrior, Samson. Samson is tied up between two pillars, and the pillars are close enough together that he's actually able to push against them. He's close enough to push them away and knock them over. The pillars were supporting half of the party upstairs. And when he made his final move as a warrior to bring down the Philistines, he pushed against both pillars and the roof fell in, or the floor above fell in, causing the death of countless Philistine warriors. So you could think of pillars as that which supports something. In a relationship, there are two pillars supporting the relationship. There's you and the other person. Each of you is a pillar. If you are positioned in the wrong place in relation to each other, you could easily be taken advantage of. You could be knocked over by someone who is in between the two of you. So you want to be very careful with how you get enmeshed in the day-to-day functioning of the other person's life. You got to leave some space between the pillars so that they don't get knocked over. There has to be some distance, some mental distance between you, where you let the other person function according to their own nature, however they want to function, and not constantly be trying to get them to live the way you want them to live. So this is illustrated by Samson and the Pillars and by Othello in Shakespeare's play Othello.